Hello, good morning students. Today we will be discussing some of the activities which are given over here in our lessons. Like we have finished lesson number 1.3, the Cop in the Anthem, and one of the poems from the second unit, that is the third lesson, the Inchcape Rock. So there are some activities given over here which I would like you all to solve them and also maintain a notebook where you can write all these things. But before you do all those things, read each and every lesson and the poems, whatever we are teaching you, so that you are aware of the lesson and it will be easy for you to solve all these things. So the first, we begin with the lesson, that is the Cop and the Anthem. Now there are some questions given over here which you have to write down. Find out the different ways in which Soapy tried to get arrested. The first one is given. He tried to enter a luxurious cafe, and if you remember, there are many other things which he tried to do, isn't it, to get arrested, but he fails in all those attempts. The next one, that is describe the atmosphere when Soapy reached near the church. A soft light glowed through the violet-stained window. Now over here you have to describe the atmosphere of the church, the surroundings, what preparations were going on and all those things, right? So read your lessons properly and I'm sure that you will be able to write down all these things nicely. Here match the incidents given in column A with the consequences given in column B. Alright, later we have give reasons and complete the following. Pick out the lines from the text which show that Soapy wants to enter the cafe for two reasons. Now what are the two reasons you feel that he wanted to enter those cafes? Right? Soapy was afraid that he won't be able to enter the prison. Why? So you have to mention those reasons over there. Soapy was not caught by the cop for throwing stones at the glass. Soapy actually did not want the umbrella. Listening to the anthem, Soapy remembered his good old days. The next one, that is the fourth one, he would make a man of himself again. The word man in the sentence means. Now what exactly it means over here? This particular sentence occurs like when he is standing near the church and some things are going on in his mind. Alright? So he wants to get back to what he was earlier. So that is the particular word over there mentioned, man. That he wants to be a better person. He wants to start living a respectable life, start earning. Alright? The fifth question, Soapy's earlier life was much different from his present life. Complete the table to show this contrast. One is done for you. The earlier life and the present life, some things have already begun, like they are given over here. Like the earlier life contained friends and roses and a happy life. Alright, he was doing normal things. Present life, unworthy desires. At present his condition is not so good and he wants to be imprisoned so that at least he can survive the winters, isn't it? So you have to write the contrast given. The next question, after listening to the sweet and solemn organ notes, Soapy decides to. He makes some decisions in his heart, isn't it? He thinks of changing himself. So what are those? Write them down. Now over here also there are some personal response questions given. Some are related from the textbook. You have to write all those things down. I would insist you all to attempt writing these in your notebooks. Alright? The next one, A5. Forgiveness is often better than punishment. Write two paragraphs, one for and another against this notion. So here you have to give your personal views. What do you feel? Is punishment important or is forgiveness equally important? So whatever you feel like, you can write over there. The next set of questions, again you have to take an like conduct an interview of a particular cop. Some points are given and write them down. The last, that is A6, first and second. The second one, I would insist you all to literally go and read these stories. They are wonderful books written by this particular author, and I'm sure you'll enjoy them. Lesson number 2.3, that is the Inchcape Rock. Now here also there are many activities given. I hope you will solve them. I'll just read out a few. They are given over here. I don't think so I should continue reading each and every line, but I hope that you will make an effort and solve them in your notebooks. Narrate in groups the scene described in the beginning of the poem. Then complete the following statements. The abbot of Aberbrothock plays a bell on the Inchcape Rock because. Why do you think? Now this is the lesson which we poem which we did yesterday. Why do you think that the abbot, like, he plays the bell over there? Why? To save people, isn't it? So because of the noise which the bell makes when the tide is high, so people will be aware that they are not supposed to come to this particular place and they will be saved, isn't it? The next question, given below are the events that give the theme of the poem in a jumbled form, arranged in a proper sequence as per their occurrence. Now, if you remember, this particular poem is a ballad, isn't it? So it's story based, isn't it? So you have to arrange these likewise. Describe the qualities of the abbot of Aberbrothock in your own words. Now he was big-hearted, benevolent, and he was caring, affectionate, isn't it? So that's why he was able to think about the interest of his people. Next, jealousy is the most incurable defect. Justify. Now there are some explanations which you are supposed to give. Some words in the poem are related to different parts of a ship. Given below are the meanings of those terms. Identify the word. Right? Now there are some sentences given over here. That is, one I will solve for you. Helps in steering the ship. Alright? What do you think? Which part of the ship helps in steering it? That is, controlling it. Right? The lowest part of the ship, floating object that shows direction. Another name for a ship. What do you think? Like all through the lesson, a particular, like this ship is mentioned, isn't it? So which other word is mentioned for a ship? That's a vessel. Just find out, check for yourself. Then the sinking sound. Then the bell was cut off from the place where it was. It drowned in the ocean. It made a sinking sound, isn't it? So what sound was that? Later the explanation of the ballad is given. You can read it. Now here are some examples which you are supposed to solve. That is, select the appropriate figure of speech from the box given below and complete the table. So you read all those and try to write down accordingly. Write an appreciation of the poem, The Inchcape Rock. Now writing an appreciation we have already learned in the 11th standard. What all things, some points are given, and according to those points you are supposed to write down the appreciation. So for this poem, what would it be? Compose 4 to 6 lines on C. Expand the ideas on your own on the following topics. There are some topics given over here. Pride goes before a fall. Now in this particular poem also we can see that the rover, he had a lot of pride, isn't it? Goes before a fall. So we can understand what the entire poem is about. That is, something bad was done and who had to pay for the thing which was done earlier. The rover cut off the bell, and in future he is the one who suffers from it. He dies eventually. The poem begins with, without either sign or sound of their shock, the waves flowed over the Inchcape Rock. It ends with, till the vessel strikes, with a shivering shock, On the basis of these lines, explain the change in mood of the poem. What do you think happens over here? What is mentioned? You have to think and answer. Then later you have some particular tree diagram is given, and you have to find out more information about opportunities in on and off the shore, the Indian Navy. So a wonderful display of things are given over here, and you can see so many career options are there on and off the shore. So if you are interested in it, you can too go for all these things. Now today I'm going to begin with one of the next lessons from the 4th unit, that is unit 4.2, to serve with love. Now this particular book, it's a novel, alright, written by E.R. Braithwaite. He was known as E.R. Braithwaite. His complete name is Eustace Edward Ricardo Braithwaite. Was a Goanese-born British-American novelist, writer, teacher and diplomat, best known for his stories of social conditions and racial discrimination. He was the author of one of the famous 1959 autobiographical novels, To Serve with Love. Now this is a real life story which we are going to read. Alright, it's a novel, but only one chapter from the novel, that is chapter 17, is being taken for our syllabus, that is for the 12th standard syllabus this year. Alright, and I would really insist you all, if you go to a library nowadays, ebooks are available, just find out this book and do read it. I'm sure that you will enjoy reading this book, because I too enjoyed reading this book almost 20 years back when we were studying, when we were doing our teachers training course. So this was one of the books which was prescribed for our syllabus at that time. Now from that particular novel, only one lesson is there for you. But I feel that you must know the entire book, what exactly is given and who this person is and what is he writing about. Right? The narrator is an engineer, but to make both ends meet, he accepts the job of a teacher in a rough London East End school. Now here we see that he has already worked for the people over there, and now he is searching for a job. And one thing I have already mentioned, that is social conditions and racial discrimination is prevalent over here in America, and he is facing the effects of all these things. The school is full of troublemaker students who never rejected, who were rejected from other schools for their behavior. Alright. Now over here, this particular person is trying to get a job in a school. Now this was the last school on the block which he had given his resume for, and finally he gets selected and he decides to join this particular school. But this school is a real trouble, it is a school full of troublemakers. Alright. Now when this particular teacher enters in the class, they just don't listen to him. They do all type of tantrums and they trouble him, harass him and whatnot. Now we'll go towards a summary of the novel. So now when we begin studying this particular lesson, it is very important for you all to understand the summary of the novel, which is already given in our books. So I hope you can read all those things again. To Serve with Love is a work of fiction based on the life of the author E.R. Braithwaite. So over here, in the first part of the novel, many of the things, like whatever happened in his life, is mentioned over here directly. Alright, and it has a lot of impact on his life. Right? So the main character works as an engineer in an oil refinery. He served in the Royal British Air Force in the war. Okay. Now before he, when he joined his teaching career, he was working as an engineer in an oil refinery. He already served in the British Royal Air Force during the war. But still he finds it very difficult to find a particular job, right? Almost all the places wherever he has applied, he is rejected. And given some reason or the other, finally, being a black person, he is unable to find a job and applies in a school in London's East End and is selected. Now, this is the last place which is mentioned over here, and he finally is selected and he makes a decision to go and teach over there. The time period in which the story takes place is very important, even though he considers himself British and has served in the Royal Air Force. The English do not consider him to be one. Now, earlier also I have told you that there is a lot of racial discrimination and all these things like going on during that time. Now, when this novel was written years back, all right, and some of these things are still prevalent in today's society also. If we relate it to the current times, we can see what is happening in America at present due to the death of Floyd, isn't it? So there are many people who are hurt by whatever things took place, which led to the death of this particular person, and a lot of agitation is there between the whites and the blacks. So at that time when this novel was written, the social conditions were totally different. All right. So all these things have a lot of impact on us as well as the children, students around us. Now the next point is he's always embarrassed by the students and thinks them to be ill-mannered and disrespectful. Now finally he gets this particular job, and right from day one he is always embarrassed by the students. Alright. So he has a different mind setup for these students, that they are ill-mannered, they are disrespectful, they can't talk to each other properly. Alright. So as and when he understands these children, things starts changing. Now you can see the students harass him from day one, slamming their desks, using foul language and bullying him to a great extent. That is for each and every class. Like these students were dropouts from various schools in America. Like these kids would not get admission in any other schools just because of their behavior, their wherever they stayed. Alright. So there were many conditions which were given in this particular book. The social conditions, the economic conditions, like from where these students are coming. The hygiene is also mentioned over here. Alright. So what exactly, how do they dress up and come to school, and what is their attitude with the teachers is given over here. Now I would really insist that if you read this particular novel, you would have a wonderful, you would spend your time very nicely and you would enjoy this novel also, isn't it? So over here we can see right from the beginning that he is totally harassed by the students. Even the girls don't spare a moment to harass him, and he scolds them just verbally. He doesn't attack them or any other sort of thing, but he just scolds them, isn't it? So the girls too are really bad with him. They don't respect him and they say what not things to him. Later we can see that he changes his teaching and handling tactics, and he decides to interact with them as though they were adults and respectable persons. Now over here, after he has joined the school, after few days, whatever is going on, he is keeping it in his mind, whatever attitude these students are having, and he is not at all happy with all those things. Finally he thinks of changing his teaching methods, which he does, and handling tactics, as he decides to interact with them. Like these students, they are from various strata of the society, and people don't talk to them in a proper way. So he starts interacting with them. He talks to each and every student personally. He tries to find out what problem each and every student is having, what type of background each and every child is having. Alright? And he tells them, if you want me to treat you as respectable students, you have to respect yourself and the others as well. Alright? So he insists these small things, and later in the novel we can see that there are many changes taking place. Like I mentioned, the hygiene also of these particular students. They really come shabbily dressed to the school. Most of them, they don't know how to sit, how to talk, and how to, like, they are dressed up in a really bad way, you can say. Right? Hygienic conditions again are really bad. So right from basic, we can see that E.R. Braithwaite, right from these small things, he starts teaching them, and he interacts with these students. And one very important thing is that he does not give up. Alright, he keeps on trying. He forgives the students. And later, eventually, we will see that something starts changing. Alright? He requires every girl to be referred as Miss, and that his students call him Sir. Now, in their classroom, there are a mixed number of students, girls, as well as boys, isn't it? So he tells them that whenever you're talking to a girl, or if you're referring to her, you are supposed to call her Miss So and So. There are many students. Later we'll be seeing who are these students and what are their names and what type of a particular like behavior, characters are mentioned over here. We'll discuss about them later. But these are some of the basic things which he has already insisted to be followed in the class. Alright? And he insists them to refer to the girls as Miss, and that his students call him Sir, because that was the last word which would be expected from the students, because they never called him Sir. They were like, even these students, they were thinking he is someone who doesn't understand them and he is out of the box, and even they don't want him in the particular school. Now, why this particular type of thinking is there in these students? What is the real reason? Why are these students neglected? Why are these students behaving in this particular way? You will find out only when you read it. Alright? In the beginning, they find it quite odd to refer to each other as Miss and all those things, but changes become visible in hygiene and attitude as the days go by. Slowly, all the boys, and like whenever they're talking to each other, and if they're referring to the girls, they add Miss over there. So even the girls, they feel little good about themselves and they feel nice, isn't it? So they start treating each other with a lot of respect, and slowly and steadily there are visible changes in their hygiene. Now, E.R. Braithwaite takes a lot of efforts on their hygiene, and he tries to explain many things to them, to the boys as well as to the girls. Now, when you read the novel, you will understand what exactly I'm trying to talk about concerning the hygiene. To increase the cultural exposure, he takes them on field trips and excursions to museums and theatres. To everyone's surprise, many of the students have never seen. Now, his way of teaching is totally different. As and when, slowly, gradually, he is trying to understand them, and in the same way, the students are also understanding him. Slowly, he starts taking them for field trips, excursions, to various museums and theaters. Maybe they must have gone to some wonderful museums in America and watched some wonderful movies too. So these students who never went to such places, alright, these were the students who were never at such places. They begin enjoying their studies because he's linking these particular things to the outdoor activities also. Not only something related to the books, but he's taking them out also for a walk or just for some trips, and these children find it very interesting. Now, one particular teacher, a white female teacher, that is Gillian Blanchard, accompanies the class on these excursions. This marks the beginning of a friendship between Blanchard and Braithwaite. It's a really wonderful thing that this particular teacher, Gillian, she also accompanies Braithwaite for these excursions and all these trips. And then they strike a wonderful friendship, is mentioned over here, which blooms later. Another facet of the story which greatly affects its narrative lies in the heavy history of colonialism, its dark consequences, mental and physical trauma that increases Braithwaite's hatred and wrath for the British. Now these things, like I told you, the setup of the, like at the time when this particular novel was written, it was a totally different time when all these racial attacks and all were prevalent in the society. Alright? Now Braithwaite, he himself has faced this particular wrath. Alright? He has faced this racial discrimination in that particular society. He himself being British, still this particular discrimination was prevalent at that particular time. And we see that it increases his hatred and wrath for the British. And at the same time, we can see that he thinks about the students also. Like all the people are living in that particular era at that time. What things would affect, especially the school-going students? How is it going to change their attitude towards life? Alright? So this particular school where he was teaching and the particular class which he was teaching was a class full of troublemakers. Not one person, not one student would respect him. And we see that in the entire novel, how these things are written very nicely. Alright? So he understands each and every child from what background they are coming and what is the reason for their behavior, for such horrible behavior with the teacher. Once they are aware of what E.R. Braithwaite is wanting from these children, things start changing. Alright? And in the next lesson, in the next session, we will be discussing about the lesson which is chapter number 17 in this particular novel mentioned and given for our syllabus. Alright? So I hope you will continue with your work, whatever I have given you, and we'll meet the next time. Alright? So God bless you all. Take care. Thank you so much.